Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing great. Firstly, before we get started, I would like to thank you so much for all your support. I reached 1K views in my channel in last 28 days. It means a lot. Thanks for all this support, and with your watch time, I think I able to understand that contents are very informative. If you have any questions, or let's say if you want to learn new topics, or if you want me to explain new topics, do comment in that comment section, so that I'll be able to understand what your technical problems are, and maybe I could help you with the solutions. Okay, so let's get started with the discussion. Today I'll be discussing on, or I'll be explaining on how you can remove or duplicate data which is there in your Excel, or which is given in your data sheet, and also how you can remove the null values, like blank cells are there. You don't want that. You need refined data which has non-duplicate records, as well as no null data or empty cells, etc. Okay, so to achieve this, let's get started. Okay, now I have made a video on how you can get the duplicates value and non-duplicates value. It's about 20 minutes of video, but it's very informative and very useful. I think it's reached around 3K views, and I don't know, because people are looking into it. So do go through it. Not saying for watches that I get, but what I'm trying to convey over here is that you will get to understand how how many ways you can actually get the duplicates from, or duplicates rows out of your data or out of your context. Okay, it might help you to improve your coding aspect, or coding thing, right, how you can write your code, right? So thinking aspect of writing a code, it can also change, and you may become now you might be in a beginner stage, and it could help you to become an advanced developer stage, or an advanced code writer stage. Okay, now or also you might be missing this because there are few topics that I have explained using join. So nowadays most of us prefer join rather than any lengthy coding, because join is one line activity, and it's more easier and way faster than any other the coding that we are using, the activities we are using. Okay, so let's get started with today's discussion. Basically, how you can remove the duplicates. First, we'll discuss on that. But before we'll go to that step, let me open and show you how the input file looks like. Okay, so it doesn't have it. Let me create a one input file, and let's give the data. Okay, so let's say data as the file name, and let me create rows and columns. We'll go with our usual employee name and employee ID, XYZ, and 1, 2, 3, and here let's say ABC 2, 3, 4. And let's give it as our channel name, right? Let's automate 4, 5, 6. Okay, now this is not, the data is filterized, or I would say, it looks pretty good, right? So what we need to do to make our code, or for our code, what we are going to do is that, or let me make it as let me add few rows over here, and over here. Let's copy this, copy this. Let's keep these empties, because our problem definition states remove the duplicates, keep the unique values, and remove the empty cells. Now with this we'll be able to achieve it. Let's add some borders, right, so to look good. Now this is done. Let's go back to our code. let's open our activity panel. Search for read range. Now in here we have Excel workbook. Okay, let's take Excel workbook range. It's easy, it's convenient for us. The sheet name was sheet 1, and let's say you can read it from the first onwards. Okay, let's say DT as the data table. Now we have the data with us, right? So let's see if we able to get the data, right? Let me print it here. DT. Sorry, before that I need to convert, right? Output data table, yes. And here I need to pass as DT text. Now let me right line this so that it is understood that the data is fetched from the Excel and printed. Let me quickly run this to see if that's happening. Then we'll go back and write the code. Yep, it's done. Let's see. Right, so employee ID and employee name, XYZ, everything looks as per expectation. That means what is reading the data, or our process is reading the data. Now let's take an assignment. As I explained in my previous sessions on getting the record duplicate rows or not getting the non-duplicate rows, we can use a simple one-line statement, that is as data view dot to table. Okay. Now you need to mention it as true. First this and true. This is okay. Sorry about that. I have some issue with my keyboard. Now it looks good. True, and then I'll write it down, employee name and then employee ID. Just to check whether these are correct, let me open my Excel again. To match or to see if names are correct. EMP name and EMP ID. Okay. So this is done. Now what I'll be doing? I'll just assign it to DT itself. Okay. Now by doing this, what is going to happen? It will remove all the duplicates and keep only the unique. If you keep the true as false, then you will get whatever the records that are there in the Excel. I'll show you. First I'll just run this and show you the output. Now you should be getting only the rows that are, let's see. Oh, sorry, I kept this Excel open. Let me close it and rerun this part. Okay. Now if you see, it tried to remove the rows. Now you won't be able to understand why, because what I have given over here is 2 columns, right? So now based on 2 columns, all these are independent to each other. So to make you understand how this works, let me do one thing. Let me remove this. Okay. EMP name is there, right? So EMP ID, let me remove this EMP ID. Now you will only have to get the unique values. Let me run this. See, you got the unique value. Now if you add one more column, so what happens is that the new column or getting the unique data are getting matched based on these 2 columns. Okay. Now if you make it as false, the same thing, you get everything in it. So that means let me do the Control Z, and let's do one thing. Let me make it as false. If I keep 2 columns, you won't be able to understand the differences. So that's why I'm keeping 1 column and I'm making it as false. Now what you will be seeing output as employee name with all the employees, like XYZ 2 times, ABC 2 times, let's automate 2 times. Okay, let's see if that's how we get the results. Now that's should be done. See, XYZ 2 times, ABC 2 times, let's automate 2 times. So that is the difference between keeping false and true. Okay, let me revert back the changes and add employee ID. Now this is done. Now to filter out the empty, we will be using the filter data table. Okay, here let's pass the input data as DT. Output data will also be our DT. Okay, and let's say emp id. So, because this is only the empty, right? So is empty. Let's make it as remove. That's all you need to do. Now let's run. You should be getting XYZ employee name and employee ID with unique informations and non-null data. And here we go with the results. So that's how this is so simple and so easy to do. And with this, you don't even have to loop it and make the code very lengthy. With only 2 activities, just an assign and a filter, you will be able to achieve the solution. Okay, so that's how you deal with this kind of coding. And make sure whenever you code something, make sure to look for something that is not lengthy. It should be a crisp and clear. Okay, so you should be able to understand it. Also, you should be able to maintain that code for the future, because after 6 months, 1 year, when you go back to your project and see why I have written this, that should not happen for you, or that thought should not come to you. Okay, so to maintain your code, you need to always think of a solution which is small and which should give you value as per your expectations. Okay, so that's how you learn new things in your coding language, and that's how you become an advanced developer. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope this session is informative, and I hope this helped you to solve your problems that you are facing in your technical projects or anything like that. And yeah, that's all for today. I hope we'll meet again with one more interesting topic. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, have a great day. Bye bye.